Welcome to Three and Out with Jason and Kevin. I'm Jason. That's Kevin. We are brought to you by CincyJungle.com, SB Nation Cincinnati Bengals website. We are sponsored by Eastgate Smiles Dental Care. Kevin, how was your Christmas, man?
Christmas is good. Bengals didn't give me the present I wanted.
Nope.
But other than that, really smooth sailing. There's always some issue that comes up during the holidays, and it didn't happen this year. Good. Everything went exactly according to plan. Had a really, really great Christmas and Christmas Eve. How about you, man?
That's rare, man. That's really rare. Yeah, because that's probably never going to happen again.
I know.
It was good. It was good. It was good. Holidays are stressful, getting everything done. I don't know about you, but when it comes to like wrapping and stuff like that, I tend to procrastinate. Do you wrap your wife's presents?
Yeah, I wrap or get a bag, but either way.
Okay.
And also usually at some point we'll send the kid away and have a night where we just like watch a movie or presents together.
Kim and I will wrap stuff together for the kids, and then I wrap things for her. It's amazing. There's a lot of people that I know that like send their presents to like their sister or something, like wrap these. You know what I mean? I don't know. It is what it is. Either way. Yeah, you're right. The Bengals didn't give us a present that we wanted. They went to Pittsburgh, and they went riding a 3-game win streak. Pittsburgh's 3-game losing streak. They looked like they were kind of coming apart at the seams. We haven't heard fans in mass scream for Mike Tomlin's firing, and that was all over the place. So I was really confident coming in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, very confident.
Yeah, Pittsburgh just smacked us in the mouth. No answer for it whatsoever. Just everything that went wrong. And we were kind of talking about before this what happened with Jake Browning, and I think that like you said before this, why don't you say it again? This happens every year.
Oh, this happens every year. It seems like there's always one backup quarterback who comes in and looks just phenomenal. Looks so good. And that franchise, whatever fan base it is, they start lying to themselves and they start saying that, I thought our season was over, but I think this guy could really do it. And it never can. He's a backup with 0 tape. And usually they change the offense just enough to confuse the opposing defense for at least a couple games. And I kind of think that's what we saw. I do think Browning will snap back. I don't think he'll ever look as good as he looked the previous 3 weeks.
Right.
But I kind of think we're about to even out, and we're going to find out who Jake Browning really is. Same thing every fan base that this happens to finds out every year is he's a pretty good to very good backup quarterback.
Yeah. But there's a ton of value in that. I mean, I think it's safe to say at this point in Joe Burrow's career, and I am not saying that, freak out because he's injury prone. I'm not saying that, but I think it's safe to say that the Bengals need to have a quality backup quarterback, right? Because Joe Burrow, he hasn't played, he hasn't played a whole healthy season yet. The first season, I'm not going to blame his knee on him. That's mostly the offensive line. Second season, he came back from that. He struggled in the beginning of the season because he wasn't fully healthy. And then you had the appendectomy year. And now you have the, calf strain year and the wrist year.
Yeah.
So I think it's safe to say the Bengals have to have a quality backup quarterback because Joe Burrow is yet to play a full season. And Jake Browning is that guy. I do believe he's a quality backup quarterback. There's a lot of teams that do not have one, so that's a good thing to have, but he's not Joe Burrow. We can see that. Even when he was playing really well, in those couple games where he just surprised everybody, you could still see he's not Joe Burrow. He doesn't have the accuracy.
No.
And Joe Burrow's never been known for his arm strength, but Joe Burrow's arm strength is much better than Jake Browning's. I mean, he really zips the ball in there compared to Browning.
Burrow look like he's got a rifle.
Yeah. I mean, Jake Browning kind of makes Burrow look a little bit more like Josh Allen. You know what I mean? Like he can really muscle the ball in there. But Burrow's big thing is accuracy and anticipation, and he has that in spades compared to Browning. Browning just doesn't have that. Sure. So I agree with you. The first 3 games, they changed the scheme. Well, not, the first game they didn't, but the next 3 games, they changed the scheme. They don't have tape on him. He kind of runs wild, and then Pittsburgh says, oh, hey, look what they like to do with Browning. We have an answer for that. But I want to ask you this. Do you think that the Bengals, and not just missing Joe Burrow, do you think the Bengals have an issue with AFC North football? Like a deep ingrained issue, like a coaching staff issue with AFC North football? Because aside from a few exceptions where they really blew someone out, I feel like they either barely win or they lose or they get their asses beat in AFC North games. What do you think?
I do. I think there is an issue. I think that we need to find the happy medium. I don't know if it's necessarily coaching so much as it is play style, just overall, like the way this team likes to play, the way this team is built. We are built to beat teams like the Chiefs, the Bills, and
Yeah.
the Dolphins. We are built for these kind of matchups, and the North really is clinging to its identity as just a much more physical, much tougher division. I don't know what the solution to that is. I don't know if this is worth criticizing or not.
Right.
I just don't think we have enough data yet because we only have 2 healthy Burrow seasons, and both seasons this style of play led us to the
You're
championship and
right.
won the Super Bowl.
You're absolutely
So
right.
I get what the criticism is. I'm just not willing to be like, well, we need to make a change
Right.
because if Burrow's on the field, we go to the championship and or the Super Bowl. Period.
When he's
That's
healthy
just how
every
it's
time.
happened.
Yeah.
So like, I think our team's probably built fine.
So I think that I do think you're right. I think that this team is built in mind with we have to win this lightning war with the Chiefs and the Bills. And I guess maybe the Jaguars have kind of climbed, well, not they've looked bad, but you know what I mean.
They were trying to, yes.
Right, but I think that that was the thing is we have Burrow, we have these weapons. We are going to win this crazy, offensive war with the Bills and the Chiefs. Meanwhile, the AFC North teams kind of play like a trench warfare style. You know what I'm saying? It's just a
Yeah.
different, it's just a tough defense, a lot of running, and the Bengals aren't built that way. And then with Joe Burrow, they can't do the lightning thing either. You know what I mean? Um, I do agree with you. When he's had his healthy seasons where he's played the entire season, even when he got off to slow starts, you're right. They won the AFC Championship game. They didn't. I don't think they've ever swept the division under Burrow, but
No.
it didn't matter. It didn't matter
No, that's what I'm
because
saying.
they beat everyone out. Right. So might not be something worth complaining about if Burrow is healthy for the whole season. I
Yeah.
doubt we're even having this conversation.
And I understand where the critique comes from because I see it too. I see the way we struggle against the
Yeah.
North. I'm just not willing to engage with even the idea really that we have built our team incorrectly or that it's coached incorrectly to win the North when it's never mattered.
Right. Right.
Let's fail to win the North and let's fail to go to a championship game next year. And then we'll talk.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. Yeah. You know what? I kind of came in with that question a little bit worried, and you put all of it to rest. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna sleep easier.
No problem, man.
How about we go to commercial and then we come back? We talk some, not necessarily even just the Chiefs, but just where we're at in the last 2 weeks of the season. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back.
Eastgate Smiles Dental Care is a warm and welcoming environment where expertise and customer service come together. As a local business, they love helping their fellow Cincinnatians manage their oral health and achieve a perfect smile. They pair the latest technology with years of experience to give you a smile worth showing off. They are dedicated to quality and convenience and can even perform dental crown procedures the same day in most cases. You like your smile, but they are here to help you love it. They personalize your care and match your needs. Call them today at 513-528-1150 to learn what they can do for your pearly whites.
All right, coming into the Week 17 game at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, the Bengals are 8-7. Yeah, yep. Bengals are 8-7. The Chiefs are 9-6. Right now, the Chiefs, according to the NFL's playoff picture or whatever it is, the Chiefs have a 95% chance of making the playoffs. If they win, it's 99. If they lose, I think it's like 50 something or 40 something. No, it's 50 something. It's over 50%. If the Bengals right now, the Bengals have a 25% chance. If they win, it goes up to 58. If they lose, it's 8. So
Yeah.
basically what we can say is if the Chiefs win this game, they're almost a certain lock. If the Bengals lose this game, they're almost certainly out.
Yes.
Yes. So it's a must win. Last week was a must win. Next week's a must win. If they lose this game, we're done. It's over. Maybe
Sure.
not mathematically, but they would need so much help, Again, just like last week, the Bengals riding that 3-game win streak, Steelers losing 3 games. The Bengals have won 3 of their last 4. the Chiefs have lost 3 of their last 4. They look weird. Did you watch the Christmas Day game?
Yeah, some of it.
They look weird, and you don't see, Andy Reid at one point kind of shoulder bumps Travis Kelce, and Travis Kelce's throwing his helmet on the sideline. Patrick Mahomes sitting on the sideline yelling at Reid. It's just not stuff you're used to seeing.
Right.
But
yeah,
I know, right. I know Patrick Mahomes. Right. I know Patrick Mahomes is maybe the most physically freak gifted quarterback of all time. Travis Kelce's, I don't know if he hasn't looked the same, but he's still surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't think he's any worse now than he was in week 10, whatever. It's still a very dangerous team. It's got a pretty good defense, and their backs are against the wall just like ours are. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where's your head at heading into week 17 with this team?
I think this isn't going to – people aren't going to like what I'm about to say, but I think we're a get-right game for the Chiefs, and I think they're going to get right.
Yeah.
I just don't – I think that the Bengals are not going to win the next 2 games. I think that the wheels are falling off. I think it's to be expected. I don't think it's something to panic about. The panic happened when Burrow got hurt. That was the time to panic. And we've been artificially inflating our own value. We've kept our hopes alive. I'm going to continue to root for this team. I'm going to hope we make it all the way to the Super Bowl, but I just don't see it happening. I think this is a get-right game for the Chiefs, and then I think the Browns goes whatever direction it goes.
Yeah.
This team has struggled through most of the season, one way or the other. Through sheer talent and perseverance, we came out with more wins than losses for Burrow. And this team does not play the same without Burrow on that field. They just don't believe in Browning the same way. I really do believe this. It's not to be, I'm not shitting on the man, but the defense plays harder when they know they're getting the ball back to Burrow. And the offense plays harder when they know that no matter how far behind they are, the Burrow can make magic happen. And this team just,
I agree.
They don't play that way under Browning.
Yeah.
Nor should they, because they would be wrong to think that. Browning can only give as much as he can give, and getting the ball back to him if you're the defense probably doesn't equate to some massive comeback at the
end. Right. As far as your thinking, this is probably a get-right game for the Chiefs, I agree with you. I do. We don't have DJ Reader. The whole defense plays differently without him. The linebackers struggle. You know what I mean? You got guys.
Sure.
DJ Reader takes up so much blockers in the middle. You got guys that can't get to the second level like usual, but they can now. Secondary, super young. It's a shame that Trey Hendrickson's season has come, that what he's done this season has come this year and not next year or the year before. It is because he had a record for sacks at 14 in 2021. Now he's got 16, and he's on pace for 18 sacks, which would be, I don't know if that's really defensive player of the year, but it puts you in the conversation,
Sure.
And it's a shame that it's happening this year. I will say this though, in a season that Joe Burrow is healthy for 4 games, maybe. The fact that the Bengals have a chance to finish 9-8 over 500 in what I think is the toughest division in football screams we're on the right track, right?
Oh yeah. This isn't a question of I doubt this team. I just simply doubt the circumstances the team has found itself in, man. If you had to make a list of the most important players on the Bengals, that list would probably contain 1, 2, 3, Chase, Burrow, and Reader.
Yep.
I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. If you lose all 3 of them, that's just what that's
what do you want us to do?
It's probably the end of the game. You know what I mean? It is not a reason to panic for next season. It is not a reason to doubt the direction this team is going. It's just we just drew a really, really crap hand.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
The best team in the NFL right now, in my opinion, is the 49ers. I think they're the best team in the NFL. If you took, who are the best 3 players? You're going to take out Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy probably right now. Take out the quarterback, and then take out Nick Bosa, whoever. They're not going to be the same team. They're not going to win as many games. But the fact that we've done it with Browning and then with a hobbled Burrow in the beginning of the season really says, hey, the culture's good. I don't know. But yeah, I think that they're probably going to lose this weekend. I'm not hoping that happens. I'm obviously rude. I would love to see an entire army of bandwagon Swifties complaining about the Bengals on TikTok. That would be like my favorite thing in the world. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I'd love to see him win up there. Just further cement there's something wrong in Kansas City. I have a feeling, Andy Reid's a good coach. Patrick Mahomes is who he is. I have a feeling that they're thinking enough is enough right now. And who else better to take it out on than Cincinnati Bengals, who we hate.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what they're
They're
thinking.
treating this as a division game, and they have
Right.
been since the
Sure.
beginning of this season.
And they need to win this game because
Yeah.
they haven't locked up the division. They haven't locked a playoff spot. There's a chance. I don't know if they lose out and the Raiders win out. I think the Raiders could win the division or
I have enough
something like
trouble
that.
keeping track
I
of the
know.
teams I
I
actually
know.
care about as far as the division,
Yeah.
as far as like playoff implications are concerned.
Because I know the Chargers are out of it.
Need.
I mean, there's a chance either way they could lose the division, maybe make it as a wild card team, and that's not what they want. The Chiefs have been the class of the AFC. Well, right. There's not. I'm just saying mathematically, there's a chance.
Yes.
Right.
But I'm saying that that's not the reason that this is an important game for the Chiefs.
No.
This is an important game for the Chiefs because they need to get their shit straight before they hit the playoffs.
Right. They want to clear their heads.
This is the beginning of that.
Right. This is not what they want to be doing in a wild card round. They don't want to be dealing with this crap at all.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. That's not the reason they need to win this game. The Bengals need to win this game because their backs are against the wall. This is where our playoff lives are, they're on the line. But like you said, I don't know if Chase is going to miss. He didn't practice. Today's Wednesday. You'll see this on Thursday. He didn't practice today. So I would be surprised personally if he played. I'm not sure if
I think there's almost no chance.
Yeah.
Not only did he not practice, he was on the rehab field. He was doing a little bit of light catching and wouldn't even throw the football back with his right arm, just because of worried about any kind of strain.
Okay.
He's out this week. And if we lose this week, he's definitely out versus the Browns because why would you even put him out there?
You wouldn't. What's the point?
Right.
If he gets hurt again, you're jeopardizing next season. So, it is what it is. What I have seen from T. Higgins is, he's had an up and down season. He's had, the hamstring issue. He had Burrow, who didn't play in the preseason. They weren't quite on the same page. I think Burrow and Chase is a little bit different than Burrow Higgins. Burrow Chase has been together for a lot longer,
Sure.
And Higgins just didn't look, and it was a bad time for Higgins not to look good. He's on a contract year, you know what I mean? But over the last 2 weeks, he's not only proven, yes, I'm a number one receiver, but I'm a top 15 receiver in the NFL, 100%.
Sure. He tends to do that when Chase isn't on the field.
And any team who had a doubt on that looked at this weekend's game and said, "No, he's a guy." You know what I mean? He's a guy. I hope he's in stripes next year. I think if he is, it'll be on the tag. But he's going to get paid one day, big time money, and he deserves every penny of it. The secondary struggled again. George Pickens went off. I think the secondary is probably going to struggle against the Chiefs. You got Travis Kelce can do some crazy things. You know what I mean? And Patrick Mahomes
struggle against Travis Kelce. The rest,
right? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They don't really have many wide receivers, but the Chiefs just have a knack to move the ball.
They do.
I'd love to see the Bengals just stop them. I mean, it'd be great to see him stop them, but without DJ Reader, I think it's tall ask.
Yep.
As far as the Browns game goes, I could see two different things. If the Browns win this weekend and the Bengals lose, I could see the Browns. I don't know if that'll lock up their playoff spot, but if it does, I think they'll sit starters and maybe we win that game. You know what I mean? Just because it is the kind of game it is. But either way, the Bengals are going to end with a 9-8 season or an 8-9 season. And like I said, that's basically 500, considering that you had 3 games of healthy Burrow. You had Jake Browning for half the year, and then you had a half healthy, immobile Joe Burrow.
Yep.
It isn't the season we wanted.
No.
I can't think you and I kind of talked in the beginning of the season, like all the doors are open. This is the year. This is the year. And it's disappointing that this happened. But yeah, I mean, I think that you have to kind of look at the bright side in situations like this. It's tough.
Yeah, I will look at the bright side when it's all over.
Right.
I'm not there yet. I'm still just looking game to game. I'm still all that.
Yeah.
Once this is all done, we'll start talking draft implications and everything else.
Right.
Right now, I really hope we kick the crap out of the Chiefs. If only just to do it for spiteful reasons. I'm all about winning just for spite.
Yep.
And we'll see where it all goes. But It is what it is. It was a crap season.
It is. Are you in?
Just too many things piled on.
Oh yeah. I can't sit and say that I've done a ton of research on the upcoming college draft class. So I'm not in draft mode at all. Do you find yourself feeling, hey, I'm kind of looking at the draft, or like maybe we can start doing this, or thinking about the draft more in general?
Just thinking about it more in general. I haven't looked at any players. I don't watch college very much, if at all. So I really don't know who's coming up.
Yeah.
More just playing in my own head about like, well, what if we lose T, or what if we franchise tag? Just kind of
Yeah.
building what the roster may or may not look like before free agency in the draft and going
Yeah.
from there. But that's very light, just preliminary kind of
Right.
mulling it over more than any kind of real work.
Yeah, I think it's mostly just looking at what are positions of need, after the season's over. Tight end, defensive tackle, possibly wide
Yes.
receiver, hopefully not. We'll see. But yeah, I think I don't think I'll really start paying attention until the regular season's over. And if the Bengals don't make the playoffs, then we know where their draft position is. We'll just kind of see what happens. Yeah, it's kind of, huh?
Good.
Oh yeah, I was just saying it's been kind of, it's just been that kind of year. It very much feels like, I don't know, kind of feels like after the Bengals 2005 season when when they went to the playoffs and they looked so good, you know what I mean, and then they came back in 2006 and Palmer wasn't healthy quite, you know what I mean. It just doesn't. It's not the same. You know what I mean? That's a terrible comparison because they went to the playoffs in 2006.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It just sucks. This sucks. This season has sucked. Yeah. But I'm trying to look forward to, hey, there's good things that we're taking out of every single one of the, every bad game the secondary plays, every time, someone gets burnt or they miss an assignment, hopefully that's a lesson learned that they won't do anymore. There's some growing pains, I think, with young players, and hopefully our secondary gets through their growing pains this year, and they're better for it next year. I would assume that Chidobe Awuzie is probably done with Cincinnati after this, or the Bengals are done with Chidobe Awuzie maybe. And, we're looking at Cam Taylor-Britt and DJ Turner starting opposite of each other. And then I would assume that Jordan Battle and DJ Hill are looking at starting next year. I don't know. We've seen flashes from everybody. We've also seen bad from everybody. Speaking of the secondary, though, Cam Taylor-Britt practiced in full today.
He did.
So, yeah, he may come back, which would be good. Be exciting.
It would be good.
So, yeah, you got much else, man?
I got nothing else, man. We're just kind of playing the waiting game. We got to see what these next two games bring. I think we're out of the playoffs. I will be really surprised and very happy if we're not, because I just want Bengals football to continue as long as possible.
Sure.
But I've said this before, it's all good either way, man. Higher draft picks are good. Playoff appearances are good. Just everybody needs to relax, have fun. The season has been lost since the beginning. We just didn't know it yet. It has been just calamity after calamity.
Yep.
That's the hand we were dealt from the very first snap. So that's it.
Let me say this, though. If you're upset, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of people are. You have every right to be upset. Think about this. Kevin, you're on Earth in 2023, hurtling through the universe. All right? In all of human history, you're alive right now. You happen to be born in an area where you're geographically close to the Cincinnati Bengals. Football is a thing, and Joe Burrow is your quarterback. What are the odds? What are the odds? Almost zero, infinitesimally small, that you're here right now talking about this team.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
I don't really know. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Nothing to say. All right. So, yeah, Sunday, 1:00. Bengals take on the Chiefs. We'll be back next week. Talk about it. Hopefully look at this tweet from this Airhead Swifty that says, I hate Jake Browning. And you know what I mean? I would love, how much fun this would be if the Bengals really turn the screws, especially if there's some questionable calls. You know what I mean? That go the Bengals way. Oh man, it'd be fun. I think there's a lot to take away from playing the spoiler against a team that you don't like. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
So yeah, they have to win out to the playoffs.
We've been there more years than we've.
Oh yeah, I know. That's what we're specialized in. All right. So once again, we are on. We're brought to you by CincyJungle.com, SB Nation Cincinnati Bengals site. We are there. We're on Orange and Black Insider. There's a ton of great content, daily content every day. There's OBI. There's Chalk Talk, talking football, Bengal Jim and friends, and us. Subscribe on YouTube. Find it anywhere you can get podcasts. Check it out. We are brought to you by or sponsored by Eastgate Smiles Dental Care. Yeah, man. That's about it. The game's on New Year's. I hope everyone has a wonderful, happy, safe New Year's. I hope we were able to celebrate New Year's Eve. I hope we're able to celebrate a Bengals win, right? When the ball drops. Be great. Yeah. You got anything else to say, man?
That's it.
All right. Hey, everybody have a wonderful New Year's and Who Day.
Who Day.
That's great!